Wednesday means fitness, and fitness columnist Micaela Whitworth is here with her I don't know if it's a theory or her position that understanding basic math is the key to great abs. What the heck?
What does that mean? Well, the way I like to think about getting abs, it's all about percentages and also about a mathematical question that I'm going to ask you.
Oh, dear.
Which is about why doing endless sit-ups isn't the most practical way of achieving a six-pack. But we'll get to that later. But I want to tell you my secrets first.
Okay.
And we'll get to that math later.
Okay.
All right, but it's still all about percentages. So this is our mathematical theme today. So my slide number one is going to talk about diet versus exercise. So my secret number one is about where you're putting in your efforts. So a lot of time people ask me, what's the best ab exercise for a six-pack? My first reaction is to tell them, you got to eat better. So great abs are created at the gym. That's where we make them. But they're revealed through our diet and through the kitchen. So what we're eating. So 70% of your effort needs to be going towards eating a clean diet. And 30% can then go towards working on specific ab exercises.
Okay, but what if you did 70% of like effort at the gym and just 30% of concentrating on diet? Would that?
Well, same results? Well, this is the thing, is say you are working out 7 days a week at the gym and you're doing endless amounts of sit-ups. Every single day you decide you're going to do 1,000.
Yeah.
But then you eat hamburgers, hot dog, French fries for the majority of your meals for the day. You're not going to get those same results. You're going to build that abdominal muscle, but you're never actually going to see it because it's going to be covered in a layer of hot dogs and hamburgers and ice cream.
So
it's all
no
about
amount of exercise can overcome the fat of a bad diet.
Yeah, and I mean, it could be 70% is like that for sure is going to probably get you the results you want, but maybe it's 60% for some people. Depends on how chiseled you really want to work. But that brings me to point number two, which is about getting your body fat percentage down to the appropriate levels that'll make those abs visible.
Okay.
So general rule of thumb is that women have to be under 24% of body fat and men have to be under 20%. It is variable and unique to each individual, but if you're kind of hitting those levels, you're probably going to start to see some form of definition. But you have to make sure you're decreasing that overall body fat percentage.
Okay, so how do you do that?
How do we do that? So point number three is going to be that you need to put the 30% of those efforts on the right exercises. So doing 1,000 sit-ups a day, is that going to get us to the results? Well, no. So my mathematical question, how many sit-ups do you have to do to lose 1 pound of fat?
To lose 1 pound of fat? Oh, boy, probably, I don't know, 300?
17,000 sit-ups. And that would take you approximately 6 hours to do. Now, it's the most safe or effective ab exercise. So it just, why would you do that? Why would you do 6 hours of abs? And that's only 1 pound of fat. If you say I had to lose 4%, you know, my goodness.
Why do you say sit-ups aren't safe? Now I'm wondering.
Well, most people are not doing them correctly.
Okay.
So this is why I have the right exercises for you. I'll have 3 videos I'll show you in a minute. But again, it's not just about doing these exercises. It's a combination of making sure that your eating is clean. So cut the junk food out of your diet. Start eating clean. We know it's healthy. We know it's good for you. Eat them in small, appropriate amounts. And then you want to work on high-intensity interval training. So I don't know if you've heard of that before. Yeah. Maybe twice a week, 15, 20 minutes. Full body strength training, again, 2-3 times a week. And abs, you don't have to train them every single day. You can do these exercises and you can maybe do them twice, 3 times a week and do what you're capable of. You're going to feel it burning, maybe do 3 sets. And you don't have to waste your time doing thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands upon the sit-ups. So my 3 exercises that I have for you are all going to work on the rectus abdominis, which is a superficial layer of abs. That's the six-pack that you see. And these are my favorite ones to do. These are the ones I do all the time. So the first one is the half Turkish get-up, which you can do with a kettlebell or you can do with a dumbbell. Have you seen these ones before?
I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at. Okay, so he's got the
dumbbell in one hand, and it's like a sit-up.
That's not 2 hands?
That's just one hand. Okay. You can do it in 2 if you want to, but that's going to take a lot of the pressure off the spine, and it's actually going to help you on the way up. You don't have to use as much effort on your spine and kind of like momentum. But on the way down, that's going to create more resistance from the weight. And a lot of people don't do weighted abdominal exercises, but that can make your muscles grow a little bit faster.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's going to make them show more. The exercise 2 is one of my favorite ones, and this one is the single leg hip lift. So you've probably seen people do this with 2 legs. The leg lift.
Yes, I've done
with
that.
this one, I find it's a little bit easier for beginners to start off with. And then at the end range, so at the top, you're doing a lift as well, which is a bit of a reverse crunch. 10 of those on each side, your abs are going to be on fire.
So what if you do that with 2 legs, which is what I do?
You can do it with 2 legs. I find most people aren't strong enough initially to do that one. But you might want to place your hands slightly under the spine just to have a little bit of extra support. But both are good. Both are my favorites. And then my third one is scissor kicks.
Scissor kicks.
Scissor kicks. So you are just flutter kicking the legs one at a time, and again, making sure that your abs are contracted through that entire movement pattern. And you should, again, feel those abs burning.
Okay.
And this is, again, these are more focused on the superficial layer. So when people talk core strength, there's deeper layers, but I'm talking superficial. I'm talking, I want to walk down the beach and show my abs off to everyone.
Yeah. One day I dream of doing that too.
One day, we just have to, you know, work on the efforts, 70% eating, 30% towards the right exercises, and combination is going to get you visibility of your abs.
Yeah. 17,000 sit-ups, 1 pound of fat.
I'm not saying you can't do it. It's just going to take you a long time.
I'll start right after the show. Micaela Whitworth, thank you very much for speaking with us this morning.
You're welcome.